I started learning options trading as a single mom, and it has taught me so much about myself. Let's talk about trading. Let's talk about the markets. Let's talk about discipline. Let's talk about getting to know you all over again. My name is Kendall. I am a single mom of 2. I homeschool my kids. I am free. I'm free right now. No, I'm kind of free. I'm also starting over at 36. Starting my life completely over from the trenches because, let's face it. No one's taught me how to save. No one's taught me about investing. No one's taught me about paying back my student loans. You know what I mean? It's just like certain things I had no idea about. I'm learning. Life is about learning, right? So I'm learning. It is what it is. I'm pretty sure there's someone out there just like me right now, starting your savings over from scratch. If that's you, hello, welcome in. I'm Kendall and I haven't saved a dime. That is so terrible. That's so terrible. But you know what made me feel better? Couldn't have been today. It was probably like yesterday or something. I seen someone say that they were starting over at 70. They were starting over at 70. Starting over from scratch at 70. No. I'm lying. I'm mixing somebody up. She's starting her life over in a different kind of way. I don't think she mentioned finances. This woman said she was 50. She was starting over at 50. So she was like, if you're 50 plus, that's what she said, 50 plus, and you're starting over like me. And it just made me think, wow, at least I'm getting a grasp on this now, because I don't want to be 50 still trying to figure out how to save, how to open up a high yield savings account. Like, what? No, I don't want to be going through that. So it's better to learn now at 36 than to learn at 46 than to learn at 76. You know what I mean? So I'm really excited though, because it's funny. Last year, my friend, we were talking, and she was telling me about a CD account or something. She was telling me something about it. I'm just looking at her like, what the heck is that? I don't have no idea about that. And she's like, you never put money in a CD? And I'm just like, no. And she's like, do you save money? And I'm like, huh? Save? What do you mean save? And it hit me, and I'm like, no, I never save. Anytime I need something, or if I'm about to make a big purchase, I just hustle it up. You know what I mean? I just hustle it up. Like when I went to buy my house, I asked my realtor, I said, how much do I need to put down? He gave me the number. I said, okay, I'll have it in 2 weeks. And I just went and did what I needed to do and got the money. But it's like, no. And then when I get on like threads or like social media, people on there saying, cut back on this, and I'm saving for my house. And I'm just like, wow. So people save for big purchases. They save before they make a purchase. Why didn't I do that? Because I knew when I moved to North Carolina that I wanted to buy a house. I knew that was my next goal. Why wasn't I actively putting money away towards that? That would have saved up so much hustle in me. You know what I mean? I would have been more relaxed, because it just would have been a matter of, okay, let me go into my high yield. Let me grab the funds real quick. Not, all right, I need to make 25K in 2 weeks. Let me get it. No. So it's like now in this season of my life, I want, I'm looking for peace and relaxation, and definitely surrounding money. I don't want to be worked up, stressed, any of that over money anymore. And that has been my life for the past, I guess, 10 years. Like I always say, when we on the next decade of stuff, 25 to 35, now we 35 to 45. I don't want to be stressing about money, hustling up money, doing all that. No, I want a life of ease. I want a life of abundance, and I attract money. You know what I mean? We attract money here on this channel. We attract money. We don't chase money. Money flows to us easily, and money flows to us fast. When money comes in my hands, money really lasts. That's our affirmation of the day. Money comes to me easily, and money comes to me fast. You know what I mean? I don't want to be hustling up money. So that's when it hit me like, okay, I need to learn about money. I need to learn about money. We don't never have these conversations, especially in our community, about money. We are either rich dad, poor dad. First section of the book. You give a poor person some money, they're going to stay poor. This is why. Remember that conversation that was floating around about, I don't even know if it was real. You know how people write stuff on these posts and and people believe it. But, oh, Jay-Z's family member asked for some money and he didn't get him the $5,000. And it's like, for what? He's going to give them the $5,000 and what's going to happen? They're going to stay broke. If a person is broke, they not going to know what to do with no money. You know what I mean? So I came from not making no money, broke in college, working at Walmart, to working at a group home, making like maybe $1 more. I think I was making like $11 an hour. Graduating from college, and I'm thinking, oh, I got my bachelor's now. They're going to pay me. They're going to give me some money. Went up to HR. Hey, my bachelor's is here. I'm ready for my raise. They offered me $1, another $1. So they said I was going to go from $11 to $12. And I said, wait, what? $12? So I went to school for all these years. It took me 6 years to finish college because I took a year off. Well, I think I took a semester off because I was pregnant. Then I think one semester I just didn't do well. So it took me 6 years to finish college. You mean to tell me I went through 6 years of college for y'all to give me $1? Y'all must be out y'all mind. I don't want to say the other word on here. Y'all must be out of it. So what did I do from there? Oh, I think I started working. So from the group home, I started doing like contract work. I was a behavior technician for children with autism. Loved my job down, loved it down, but it wasn't consistent. If a kid didn't show up to school that day, I didn't get paid. If a parent felt like they didn't want me to come to their house that day, I didn't get paid. So it just wasn't consistent. So I was getting paid $25 an hour, which was significant to me because it's like, oh, I went from 11 to 25, but am I making that 25? No, I'm barely getting it. So it was almost like I wasn't making nothing. I finally had got a good kid. Well, the kid was good. I was about to say not a good kid, but a good hours, because she actually had full-time hours, because most of my kids were 3 to 6 hours a week. So she was full-time hours. I'm like, yes, 40 hours, $25 an hour. Yes. Whoa. Yes. Started working that. Then some stuff happened. Lost her. Boom. Income went out the window. I'm like, I can't live like this. So at the time I was also trying to do music. I was in my singing bag. All right, maybe not like that, but I was trying to do music. So I'm thinking, oh, this is more money for my music. I could put this into studio time. So I actually was invited to sing at a festival in Atlanta. I went to Atlanta and I was excited. My first little real performance. And I'm at the mall looking for something to wear. And some guy comes up to me in a parking lot and he's like, trying to talk. I'm thinking he's trying to talk to me. We talking or whatever. He's like, oh, so you do music? Yada. He was like, so what's your budget for music? And I'm looking at him like, budget? I don't have a budget. Here we go again. I don't have a budget. I just get what I need and I spend it. Like, I don't have a budget. So he's like, well, I know a way you can make a budget. And I'm like, how can I make a budget? And he's telling me what the girls in Atlanta do. Of course, he's introducing me to the club. And I'm just like, oh. And it's crazy though, because prior to meeting him, I'm trying to think, because prior to meeting him, I wanted to do that because I knew it was good money, but I was scared. And I'm like, nah, I can't do that. But when he talked to me, he's like, you could do it. Like, you got the look, you could go in there, you could do it. And I'm just like, But then I'm like, oh, music. I need a budget for the music. I can make the money for the music. Everything we do for the music. So I'm just like, all right, let's do it. So my cousin, love her down. My favorite cousin, my best cousin, we used to do everything together. Talked to her about it. She needed money for her own situation. So she like, I'm down. Let's do it. So we drove down to North Carolina. I'm scared down because by this time I'm back home and everything. And he calls me. He's like, I'm going to come get you. And the whole time I'm not wondering, like, why is he so invested in me doing this? Like, you know what I mean? I'm not even not putting two and two together. So He comes, gets me. It's me, him, my cousin, her boyfriend. We drive down to North Carolina. I'm scared the whole time. No, first we go to New York. New York has a cutoff time, so they didn't let us in the club. And I'm like, yes. I'm like scared as heck. So then we go down to North Carolina. It's the first time I'm really telling this story. Wow. Go down to North Carolina and go to the first club. They're like, we need to do a body check. They do a body check. My cousin is super skinny. Like she's thick. Like she's perfect for the YT clubs. So they're like, no, too skinny. No. So we don't get in that club. Cause I'm like, I'm not going nowhere without my cousin. So, cause that was like thick girl city. Okay. So we leave there. We go to another club and the lady's like, y'all can start tomorrow. And I'm just like, we can start tomorrow. Huh? Is that real? So next day we start. I meet another one of my good friends. I'm still friends with her today. This happened 10 years ago, y'all. This happened like 2015. She comes up to me in the club because I guess I look nervous. I look scared. And she's like, you new, ain't you? And I'm like, yeah. She was like, this what you do. This how you do it. This what you do. This like she taught me the game. So now I'm in the club, y'all. I'm in the club. I'm doing what I've got to do though. And it's the first time I'm making fast money. Money coming. All I could think about was my daughter. And I'm like, we need this. I was facing eviction. Barely working $300 a week. But then it gets it. So I'm doing my thing. I'm working almost every other night or so. It's more flexible. So I quit that job. Then I get to a point and I'm just like, I don't want to do this no more. It started taking a toll on my mental health. I started getting tired of the men. I started getting tired of working all night. I remember going to Atlanta with one of the girls I knew and the club was open till 10 in the morning. They ain't had no windows. So I didn't know what time it was. So we didn't have our phones because our phones in the locker room. We working. But I could feel my body getting tired. I'm like, what time is it? Like, why are we still here? When we walked out of there and I saw the sun, that's when I knew I was done. I was done. I was completely done. I'm like, you had me in this club till 10 in the morning. It's 10 a.m. When I went back home, I prayed because I'm just like, God, I can't do this no more. I need something else. Like badly. And so I quit. I stopped going to the club. No, I'm lying. Went because I was traveling to work. So I was going to New York. I was going to North Jersey. I'm from South Jersey. So then I started working in Delaware. This girl I met in Delaware, she's like, oh, if you live in Jersey, there's another club just like this one in South Jersey you can go to, Violent. I'm like, oh, where? Because that's closer. Go to this club. Meet a guy. He took me out of there. Like when I say this man took care of me, he took care of my daughter. He came to my house. He was like, you don't got no furniture in here. I remember I had one couch. I'm like, I can't afford nothing. Painted my house, got me furniture, got my daughter furniture, paid my bills. He made sure I was straight. Love him down. No, I don't. He's just my friend. No, he's not my friend. We don't talk anymore. But the circumstances, we just couldn't be together. Like that ship has sailed. But anyway, we're getting off on a tangent. He took me out of the club. So I'm thinking to myself, this was my answered prayer. Is this my husband? What's going on? So got out of there, got out of that situation, started back working with the kids again. And I was making like a cool little $300 a week, but my bills was paid. So it was cool. It was fine because he was taking care of me. And he's telling me like, we should open a restaurant because he was a businessman. So he's like, I'm like, that's good because I want to cook. I want to start. That's around the time I went vegan. And I'm like, I really want to do like a vegan social spot or something like that. So he's like, okay, I'll send you to culinary school. You go to school. I'll take care of the stuff. So I went to culinary school. So did that whole bit. I started selling meal preps and was doing really good with that. But it started making me tired. I'm cooking all day, 20 meals. People are ordering 20, 30 meals at a time. And I'm like, why did I agree to this? Why did I sell meal prep? But That's what I did. And then I'm just like, don't want to do this no more. So around that time, me and him we started getting on our outs. And I'm just like, so then he stopped paying my bills. I remember one day he got mad and just like dropped money off. And that was like, and I heard the tires and I'm like, who just pulled off? Cause I'm looking out my window, see his truck pulling off, go to my door. I see, cause he had just got me a car, tags to the car and money at the door. But something told me that was the last payment I was getting. Something told me that was it. So I'm like, okay, let me keep my job. I'm still posting though, by the way. I'm posting my vegan meal prep and I'm posting my results. At this time, I did like a 30-day fast, 30-day raw fast. And next thing you know, I just had on some shorts and I had on a crop. I'm like, this is my results. My stomach was flat. If you want a flat stomach, do a raw fast. Like just eat raw foods for 30 days. That's it. But a guy writes me and he says, are you getting paid to post like this? And I'm just like, post like what? I just have on shorts. I have my smoothie here. Like what am I doing? And the whole time he's saying is people from my childhood is texting me. My friend is texting me. Guys I knew from like Philly texting me. Why would you post something like that? And I'm just like, what did I do? I just posted a picture in some shorts. Apparently it was a thirst trap. The girl went viral. Boom. I'm sucked into the adult world now. Sucked in. He's like, you could be making 10 to 20K a month, right? And I'm like, huh? I don't believe you. Don't believe you. Sounds like a lie to me. I ain't never made that much money. He showed me the ropes. He introduced me to that blue and white app. And I was doing that and can't say it popped off right away. So the first 3 months it was hard. Like, you know what I mean? With anything, this is why I always tell people, whatever you building, you got to put that time in no matter what it is. So the first 3 months, it didn't pop off right away. You know what I mean? By month 4, I was already making way past my job. I mean, $300 a week. I mean, I was making what I was making at my job the first month. You know what I mean? But consistently, like month 4, jumped straight to 6K. Then boom, then it jumped to 10, then it jumped to 18. And I'm just like, whoa, what is happening? What is happening right now? And I was in it. I guess maybe we about to just get into the whole story, huh? So I was in it. And I wanted to move. I was thinking about moving state because I'm like, I was facing eviction from my apartment and I ended up that's what happened. After he gave me that last money, that was to pay the eviction off is what it was. Paid that, didn't get evicted, but I put in my notice to leave because I'm like, I'm not thriving here. I don't want to stay here no more. I'm getting tired of being here anyway. We've been here for 5 years. If I don't make a move now, we ain't never going to move. Moved back in with my mom, sold all my stuff. And so in the midst of that, I was doing the site and all that, camming, sure. At the same time, I stopped being friends with one of my childhood friends. One of my other childhood friends was getting married and we were all supposed to go to the wedding in the Barbados. And we was going to share a room. And I was the one, so 2 of us was going to share a room. The third girl, she was in the wedding party, so I assumed she had a room. So she comes to me and tells me, hey, I don't have a room. And I'm like, oh, you could just stay with us. Why did them 2 go and book the room behind my back? And then when I asked them if I could stay with them, they're like, no, you got to get your own space. And I'm just like, what type of snake stuff is this? And it's like, it started hitting me like the way they would talk to me in text message, the way they would look at me when we was like, when we go out to dinner, because we would meet up and do like, stuff like that. And they would just look at me funny or ask me questions like when I was dancing, why you doing that? And, just looking at me funny. And I could sense the change in them, but I just didn't want to believe it because we grew up with each other. You know what I mean? So around this time, I told them, I said, we done. We not friends no more. Don't text my phone. I'm not, I don't, once I cut somebody, that's it. We're done. So around this time, I'm doing the adult work, and my mom gets a text message, and I already could see in her eyes she was upset about something. When I came down that morning for breakfast, and she just looked sad, and I already knew she found out, and I'm just like, but how? How did she find out? And it's crazy. The night before, I seen my ex-friend text her, but I just thought, my mom has a daycare, so I just thought she was texting her about something daycare related, or she went to my mom's daycare before, so I'm thinking, maybe she's just checking on my mom. I don't know. Come to find out, this girl then sent her everything. This girl became a subscriber and was sending her the stuff. And I'm just like, who does that? Who does that? So my mom was pissed. She was so mad, and she's just like, how could you do something like this? You have a degree. And I'm just like, I got a child and we need to eat, and I don't have the pride in me to ask you. I can't do it. So I left. I'm a runner. I left. I hit the highway. I called some apartments, and I'm like, and it's crazy because I wasn't planning on moving until the summer. I wanted my daughter to at least finish school where we were at my mom's. I had just transferred her, and circumstance, I'm like, I can't live here under this hostility. So I left. I found an apartment in North Carolina. I hit the highway. Another whim. Just doing stuff on a whim. Hit the highway. Got to North Carolina. Doing my thing. We making money. We living good. We eating. I'm getting my daughter whatever she want. I'm getting whatever I want. Like, it's a new world. Nothing said, hey, save some money. No. Something said, I never made this type of money before. I'm going to enjoy it how I want to enjoy it. I had left my car behind. Everything. So I really basically moved to North Carolina with nothing. Came here with nothing. A couple boxes, a TV. That's it. Got here, got myself a car. Boom. Had my little apartment. Boom. I'm in a new place. I left that man. And it's crazy. I met up with him. He was my last decision. I met up with him, and I told him, I'm going to leave. I'm going to go to North Carolina. And he was like, don't let me hold you back. If you think it's better for you out there. I'm just looking at him like, you don't like me. This is some type of game. So I'm like, all right, cool. I'm leaving it. We out of here. That was all I needed to hear. Get down here. And I want to make note. So with him, what happened, long story short, I found out he was married. So that was what all the avoidance stuff was going on. Him going missing and all this stuff was happening. Found that out. So that's why it was easy to let me go, because he shouldn't have been messing with me in the first place. But hey, that was where did I meet him at? In the club. That was on me. You know what I mean? So, wasn't mad. So when I moved here, one of my friends, she's telling me have you met anybody yet? Mind you, when I get here now, we settle in. I go back and get my daughter because she stayed while I got settled in. I went back up to New Jersey, picked her up. We came down. January, we settled in. COVID happens the next month, March. Everything shuts down. Don't know nobody except my one friend that I told y'all I met at the club prior. She lived here. She was one of the reasons I chose to live here. I came to visit her, and she's like, yeah, come to North Carolina. So knew her. World shuts down. I'm devastated. It's just, I start getting anxiety, bad. I never had anxiety before. I'm thinking I'm dying. Go to the doctors. They're like, yeah, nothing's wrong. Your tests are off. I'm like, no, something's wrong with me. I'm shaking. Something's not right. So one doctor looks at me, and she takes my blood, and she's like, this looks like a B12 deficiency. You probably have a B12 deficiency. And she's like, what's your eating habits? I told her I was vegan, and she was like, oh yeah, this is definitely B12. But I'm looking at her like, nah, you don't know what you're talking about. I don't got to know. I'm vegan. I'm good. So I end up going to the hospital. Mind you, I went to her on a Friday. She took my blood on a Friday. She told me to wait till Monday. The results will be on Monday. I'm like, no, I'm going to the hospital tonight. Go to the hospital. They say the same thing. Has anyone ever told you had anxiety? I'm like, no, I don't have anxiety. Why do y'all keep saying this? I'm like, y'all just doing this because I'm a Black woman. Y'all not trying to serve me. Results come back Monday. B12 deficiency. Vitamin D deficiency. I'm like, dang. This woman called it. So I was like B12 deficiency bad that my hands were shaking. I'm thinking I had the Mirena IUD in. I had it in for 5 years. Actually more than, I think I had it in for like seven years, because I had it, got it removed, got another one. I wasn't having. After I had my daughter, that was it. It was no more kids for me. I was done. So I told this woman to take it out because I said it has to be this thing causing issues. I had it too long. She removes it. She tells me it's B12. I get that out. Forgot about it. You know what I mean? I'm used to having it. I'm used to being covered. So my friend, she's texting me, have you met anybody down there yet? I'm like, no, I haven't. She's like, you need to go on Tinder. And I'm like, Tinder? What's that? For what? You know, I'm real naive, y'all. I be acting a little clued out. So I'm like, Tinder for what? Because I'm not no dating app girly. Like, no. And you know, at this time, my career has hit like in high. Like, I'm known. I have a crazy following on all my socials. People are like, you know what I mean? I can't just be, I can, but you know what I mean? I couldn't just be answering DMs and dating anybody, because these people a lot of them are fans. So I wasn't talking to anybody. I'm staying to myself, working, taking care of my daughter, doing stuff with my daughter. We having a good time. She tells me to go on Tinder. She's like, you know, you can't be, you know, backed up like that. You need to, you know, get a release. You need to. She's like, that's what I do when I need to hook up with somebody. I go on Tinder. And I'm just like, what is that? So she's like, just try it to see what type of guys are in the area. So I'm like, all right, let's try it. So I go on Tinder. Got to see what type of guys is in the area. I go on Tinder. That's where the nightmare begins. I don't even know if that should be a part of this day, y'all. I don't even know if I want to get into that today, because we were supposed to be talking about money today. How we didn't save money, but this has turned into me going back, because to understand that, you have to understand my start. You have to understand how I couldn't save money, why I didn't save money. I think you have to understand the whole story. So I'm just going to go with it. So anyway, so I'm swiping, you know, match with this guy, dark skin, beard, my type. I'm like, oh yes, here we go. Let's do it. Mind you, I'm not on here looking for no type of relationship. I'm on here looking for what my friend told me to look for, one thing and one thing only. So I tell my friend about it. She was having a cookout that day for her mom or her dad. It was one of their birthdays. Mind you, this is 2020, so I'm trying to piece this together. And I tell her, and she was like, girl, you better go get you some. See, this is the type of friends I got. Go get you some. So I'm like, she like, I'll watch the kids. Because at the time I had my cousin's daughter came and stayed a couple weeks with me. So the deal was she bring her down, they stay a couple weeks, and then my daughter goes back to New Jersey for the summer. I'll take them both back. So her daughter was the same age as my daughter and my cousin's daughter. So she's like, I'll keep the girl. She's like, you go ahead and have fun for the night. But I'm like, I don't have people at my house. I don't do the house. I don't like people knowing where I live. She's like, girl, just have fun tonight. Just have fun. So I'm like, fine. Had me some little margaritas. We vibing. And I invite him over. And we do what we do. He says to me, can I stay tonight? Can I stay till at least just 5-6 in the morning? Because, you know, it's curfew, and because they had a curfew at the time for COVID. And he's like, I don't want to be, you know, out on the road at that time. And I'm just like, all right, I guess. But I want you to leave. You leaving at 5, right? You need to be leaving now. So I let him stay till 5. He gets up, he leaves at 5. He does that. Cool. He leaves. He had left like his little bottle of liquor on my counter, a little, you know, little roll up. And I throw it out. I'm like, ugh. I'm never going to see that man again. Ugh. So he leaves. I plan on never seeing him. The next thing you know, he's texting me. And he was like, I was thinking we could go to the lake, because mind you, we can't go to restaurants or movies or any of those things because everything is shut down. So pretty much anything that we're going to do, it has to be outside, you know what I mean, or in the house. So we never got a chance to date. So I never got a chance to like do that with him, and I didn't feel no way about it because I'm like, well, that was out of our control. We couldn't date. So we did things like that, free things. The lake. So I'm like, go to the lake. So I'm like, all right, I'll go to the lake. So next thing you know, he's driving to my house. We about to go to the lake. But then I'm just like, see, okay. People said I miss red flags and I ignore red flags. So now as I'm saying it, I probably did miss some red flags. I'm going to be honest, all right. He gets in my car. And I'm like, you're driving to the lake. You said we're going to the lake. He's like, no, you're going to drive to the lake. It's 45 minutes away. How I get stuck driving to the lake? Me being a yes person. See, this is another thing I've grown. I do not agree to stuff no more. If it's a no from me, it's a no. I've learned to say no to people. If I'm not feeling it, I'm saying no, and I don't care. But back then I just was a people pleaser. So I'm just like, all right, I'll drive to the lake. Drive to the lake, have a good time. We had a ball out there, come back home. And then, the next thing you know, he's calling me a lot. He's texting me. He's checking on me. He's calling. We're seeing each other. And we would talk for hours. Like, he would call me, FaceTime me. We would be on the phone for hours. And the whole time thinking like, well, my ex wasn't like this. He would never answer the phone for me. If I call this man, he answers. If I need something, he answers. My ex didn't do that. So I started, comparing. Knowing what I know now, no, he was trying to isolate me and make sure that he had my time and attention, making sure if I'm on the phone with him for 6-7 hours, I can't be looking at nobody else. Can't be talking to nobody else. So after this, we start hanging out or whatever. Comes the time for me to take my kids. Well, my kid, I had one kid at the time, take her up to New Jersey for the summer. And her cousin, like I said, her cousin was with me. So I told him I was going there. He came to see me the day before, whatever. I go take them. Cool. Whole time this man wants to be on the phone with me. FaceTime through the ride. He's calling me. He wants to be on the phone the whole time. I think nothing of it. I go to see my best friend. He's calling me. And then he says to me, I need to see, because my friend was having like a little girls' night or whatever. And he like, I need to see, because I don't believe that you at a girls' night. I never heard of that. And I'm just like, I'm at a girls' night. What do you need to see? So he kept trying to FaceTime me. But I'm like, no, it's a bunch of girls here. Like, I keep thinking it's cute. No, I'm like, I'm good. I'll talk to you later. Think nothing of it. I go back home and, he invites me over. I don't know if I'm getting my timelines confused. Like, I don't know if this happened before or after I dropped the kids off. But he invites me over to his house. He told me he was living in a townhouse. Go over there. I'm like, okay, cool. He got his own spot. I went over there at nighttime though. So of course it's dark, it's dim, there's really no lights on in the house. I'm not really looking around the house. I don't see nothing. It's his house. That's what he says. We hang out. I go home. So the next time I go back over there, it's the daytime. I'm looking around and it's just too decorated. Like, it's just too decorated. And I'm like, you decorated all this? And he's like, yeah, I'm good at decorating. I love decorating. And I'm just like, don't think nothing of it. There's pictures around the house of like his mom and his sister, pictures of his mom and him and his sister together, pictures of just his mom by herself, pictures of just his sister by herself. And I'm just like, what kind of guy hangs up pictures of his mom and his sister, or even solo pictures of them? I don't like, it was just like, all around the house. I could see like one picture or two, of your mom, your sister, cool, that's your family, but it was everywhere. Still wasn't getting the vibe that this is his mom's house. I'm just thinking, okay, maybe they're a close family. I don't know. So I ignore that. And then he says to me, so, we hanging out, and he says to me, I could help you with your content if you want. And let's backtrack, because when I first met him, so when he came over that night, when he first came over, he was like, he's like, are you one of them IG girls or something? And I'm like, IG girl, what do you mean by that? He was like, nothing, I'm just wondering if you one of them IG girls. So that's when I told him, like, I was upfront and honest about what I do. Yes, I'm one of them IG girls. And he was okay with it. So I'm like, oh, okay, he's cool with it. Fine, cool. So didn't think nothing of it. Didn't think that maybe he knows who I am already. Never put that together. I'm just thinking, maybe he's just assuming. No, I think he knew who I was before I knew who I was. So that happens. So we start hanging out more. We hanging out through the summer. We having a ball. Like, we having a good time. He says to me, I can help you with your content if you want. I'm looking at him like, help me how? He like, I can help you. So me, I'm just thinking, oh, I'm thinking of the money. I'm like, oh, this will triple my income. This will triple, quadruple. So I bring him in. I'm like, cool. Like, we talking about building a life together. He says to me this very same day, he says to me, do you want any more kids? And I said, no. I'm like, I'm not thinking about kids. I don't want no kids until, I'm married. I got my person. We good. I don't want no kids. He's like, well, I don't have any kids. And you need to think about having kids because, I'm getting older. I want kids. Mind you, he was 2 years younger than me, maybe 1 year younger than me. And I'm like, if that's where we headed, I wouldn't mind having another baby. But, again, that's not what I'm thinking. Mind you, he said he had no kids. I need to think about having kids. Keep that in your mind. So, again, we kicking it. We having fun. So then, fast forward, we making content. We making money together. We having a good time. We go to the bank to open up an account because I opened up a second page because I said, your income's not going to be tied to mine. I'm keeping mine separate. We can make another page. Whatever this page make, we can split it. Cool. We go to the bank, smiling, giddy, happy. He's smiling a little too hard. I ain't never put two and two together. The guy at the bank is like, oh, this is nice. Y'all are starting a business together because we go to open a business account. He's like, how long have y'all been together? We look at each other and say 2 weeks. The man looking like 2 weeks. Then he just looking at me like, are you okay? And I'm just like, yeah, we good. It's been 2 weeks. That's the love of my life. We is so good. And the man just like, are you sure you're starting an account? Like, he's just looking at me and I'm like, yes, like, let's get on with the paperwork. Let's go. Like, you taking out of our film and let's go. Like, I want to go film. So open the account. Again, never putting two and two together. Don't be like me. Don't be like me. Open the account. We do what we do. We making money. August comes. It's time for me to go get my daughter. I told him I was leaving at 4 a.m. 4 a.m. comes. I go outside. It's dark. I see a figure walking up to me. Immediately, I'm alarmed. It's him. And he's like, you think I'm going to let you drive up there by yourself? I'm going. And I'm like, I'm going to go get my daughter. Like, you don't know my daughter. I'm not introducing y'all yet. He's like, oh no, I'm gonna be around. We gonna have to meet sometime. Like, I'm gonna be around. So I'm just looking at him and I'm just like, well, we already making content together. We making money together. Might as well take the next step. Hops in the car. We go to Jersey. I'm never questioning how this man could just get in the car with me. Where's his job? Why is he not tied to anything? How is he staying? Because he started staying at my house most nights. How is he staying at my house? What about his own house, his townhouse, the bills there? What is going on? So we drive up to Jersey. He meets my mom. This man woos my mom so bad that my mom is the type like, you not shacking up here. If you bring a man here, you go get a hotel. She says to me, y'all don't have to get no hotel because I had got a hotel. Y'all don't have to get no hotel. He could stay here. This is it. This is the one. I love him. And I'm just like, wow, my mom likes him. My sister was there with her boyfriend. My cousin was there with her boyfriend. I finally got a guy to bring. So I'm just like, black love. We toasting to black love. We at the table toasting to black love. And my mom is excited. She's just like, oh, you found the one. I'm so happy. This North Carolina move was the best for you. And da 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 da. Go back home. Mind you, it's only been 2 months now. This is August. It's only been 2 months since I met this guy. And next thing you know, he's just there. He's in the house. I'm cooking for him. I'm going food shopping. I'm doing this. He's doing the manly things. Like, we got a whole family going on. One day, he's walking in and out of the house. on the phone. And I immediately think back to my ex who would do that. He would leave the house on the phone, or he would only sit in the car on the phone, and talk to me on the phone. He would be in the car. So I'm thinking to myself, do this man got a girlfriend or is he cheating? So when he come back in, I'm just like, I think we were about to go somewhere because I remember being in the mirror doing my hair. And I'm just like, are you cheating? Like, what's going on? It's like a switch went off with him, like a switch. He immediately starts going off. Nobody's going to come between me and my kids. I don't care. My kids is calling. I'm going to talk. And I'm just like, wait a minute. Kids? Nobody's going to come between you and your kids. This is when I find out he has 2 kids. In the Midwest where he's from. And I'm just like, wait a minute. You have 2 kids? Why did you ask me if I was wanting to have more kids? Because you didn't have any. Why did you tell me you didn't have no kids? Well, I didn't think that you would accept that. Why didn't you think that if I have a daughter already? Why didn't you think that? That was a red flag, y'all. Why didn't I take that as a flag? Who lies about their kids? Who lies about their kids? That should have been a flag to me to say, hey, he got kids out there that he told you he didn't have. No, I believe that excuse of you probably wouldn't have believed me. Now he's telling me about his kids. Now he's freely talking to his kids on the phone. Knowing what I know now, I should have known that was probably a period that he was not in contact and communication with his kids. And then all of a sudden he was in contact and communication with his kids. We move past that. I get over. I'm like, yeah, bring your kids here when they come in North Carolina. Come on, big old happy family. And they weren't like foreign age from my daughter. So I'm like, who cares? Like, they older. He start wording it as, no, my baby mom, she still want me. That's why she don't let my kids come here. And I'm just like, she still wants you, but the time your daughter is 10, why would she still, 10 years later, she still wants you? Red flag, y'all. If a man tell you that the baby mom want him, don't believe him. Because if she wanted him, he would be there. He would be there. So that happened. I meet the mom. He takes me to meet the mom. And mind you, I met the mom in the summer. I met the mom maybe 4 weeks in. I hope you are buckled up and ready because part 2 is coming at you. I'm going to have to fit this. I'm going to have to fit this into a series, y'all. It's too long. It's too long. I thought I could get this out in one go, but I'm not going to be able to. So make sure you're subscribed for part 2 because it's coming at you. It is coming at you. I'll see y'all in the next one.